passed away a few years ago, Paul Bearer was said to be very devastated over the death of Michael Porter, just as much, if not even more, than I was after knowing Michael for a few years. And I find that kind of ironic now how Paul Bearer has joined the list of extensive names that have passed away over the years, and how Michael Porter and Paul Bearer are both dead. Michael Porter's death left me at a loss for words, and Paul Bearer has left me at a loss for words even more so, because he seemed like a guy who was never going to go away, who was always going to be there. And now knowing that both Michael Porter and Paul Bearer have passed on, it kind of puts me in a situation where I'm wondering, what's really happening here in professional wrestling. I know we've come a long way since Hulk Hogan testified against Vince McMahon in the trial of his life, but why does this kind of thing need to always be happening? Is it ever going to stop? Who's next is really the only thing that I can ask. But I want to know how you guys are feeling about the death of Paul Bearer. I know that you've read the obituary notices on websites like ProWrestling.com. You've seen several of the video tributes just the other day. I saw a video tribute of Paul Bearer for one of his final appearances on the independent circuit as Percy Pringle. It's a great video. I want to refer you to WWE.com for The Undertaker's final respects to Paul Bearer video that was archived. It's been posted on virtually every independent wrestler's Facebook wall over the past few days. Just the other day I was browsing through Facebook and I saw The Undertaker's tribute video for Paul Bearer on so many independent wrestlers' Facebook pages, both male and females. It was unbelievable. Seeing how much admiration you guys had for the career and the life of Paul Bearer, and you guys show so much support no matter who the legend is or no matter who the name is that passes away in professional wrestling. You guys deserve a huge thumbs up for how you contribute to commemorating the life and the career of whoever passes away in professional wrestling. But this one video of Paul Bearer is truly a powerful video. Just the other day I spoke to independent wrestling star Charlie D briefly on the death of Paul Bearer, and he referred to Paul Bearer as one of the all-time greats, and one of his memories of Paul Bearer was how he managed The Undertaker to Kane, to Mick Foley. He didn't care who Paul Bearer managed, it was just a privilege of seeing him. And he talked about how Paul Bearer's video was one of the most powerful videos that a legend had ever been given as a tribute. And I think there was really no better way for a legend to be sent out in professional wrestling than how Paul Bearer went out. He went out in a very powerful way, and that video is going to be watched for many years to come. It's going to be a piece of footage that WWE will often reflect back on for many years to come. And I think that it's a video that if you haven't seen, you should go to WWE.com and check it out. For a quick link for you guys, I have posted the video at the bottom of our column archives form for you to check out. You can also read the column about Paul Bearer's death in our column archives on our website by clicking on column at the top of our website in our site's navigational bar. There are a few brief news items that have been archived both for our news form and our RSS news feed pertaining to the death of Paul Bearer. One thing that you will find is every news report is a little bit different with a little bit of additional detail for every news item that has either been archived for our form or our news RSS feed. But what we can confirm for you is that Paul Bearer has passed away, and after the obituary notices were posted, it's safe to say that Paul Bearer is going to be one legend that's never going to be forgotten in professional wrestling. I know I will never forget Paul Bearer and the many years of contributions that he gave to professional wrestling, and I'm sure that millions of other wrestling fans, no matter who you are, will never forget Paul Bearer. It's just a shame that today's wrestling fans really don't understand, the contributions that Paul Bearer made to professional wrestling, especially in the mid-90s. You really had to be there when this stuff was happening to really have a better respect for what Paul Bearer did. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have enough respect already enough for Paul Bearer, but you really had to be there when this stuff was unfolding and happening to really have a greater respect and understanding for what happened to Paul Bearer and the life that he lived. It was absolutely incredible watching his rapid ascension when he purchased The Undertaker, so to say, from Brother Love, who originally introduced The Undertaker to the WWE, and it was just amazing seeing how far The Undertaker got after he acquired the services of Paul Bearer. Less than a year after his arrival, he was the WWE Champion. The Undertaker versus Hulk Hogan in the Gravest Challenge was one of the first matches that the Tombstone DVD, that 3-disc set released several years ago, took a look at, and ever since that one night when The Undertaker won his first WWF Championship, Paul Bearer and The Undertaker's career went to unprecedented heights. he definitely reached the level of unprecedented heights. I will give Paul Bearer credit for doing that, because he did things that managers in professional wrestling were never given the chance to do, and he really made the impossible seem possible on more than one level and on more than one occasion. Definitely, if a man's legacy were to be defined by the many contributions that he made and the lives that he touched, especially the lives that he touched more than anything, Paul Bearer achieved the heights of greatness, and it was because of that, along with many other contributions, that he'll never be forgotten. He definitely touched the lives of everyone in the professional wrestling business, especially the wrestling fans, and it's because of that, truer words have never been spoken when The Undertaker said that finally it was Paul Bearer's time to rest in peace. That is the final sentence of a column that I recently archived for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke. You will find both the column and the Undertaker tribute video for Paul Bearer in our column form. By clicking on column on our website, you can read how I feel about Paul Bearer's death. It's a fairly lengthy column, and the video is also at the bottom of our column form in our column archives. Make sure you check all that out, and I am opening up social media as a forum for you to tell me how you feel about the death of Paul Bearer. You can join in on the conversation through Facebook at facebook.com/HW Entertainment. On Facebook's website, you can see a lot of Undertaker tribute videos for Paul Bearer that has been circulated by independent stars. You can also follow me on Twitter at JonathanClarke1 with the hashtag Paul Bearer, and send me your fondest memories and moments from Paul Bearer's lifetime and career, and tell me how you're feeling about it with a tweet. You can also watch past video archives of my radio show on YouTube at youtube.com/JonathanClarke22, where I will be featuring the Paul Bearer tribute video commentary that I have created for this YouTube channel. So let me know what you think about it. Drop me a comment on YouTube, join the conversation through connecting with me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at JonathanClarke1. Send me your hashtag memories and moments of the career and lifetime of Paul Bearer. I want to send out my condolences as I wrap up this week's edition of the show to the friends and family of Paul Bearer who have been severely affected over the past few days. There is still a lot of novelty surrounding the death of Paul Bearer, but believe it, from someone who has lost a lot of people in his lifetime, including his own mom. It never gets easier, but what replaces the death of someone in the way of a memory is truly unbelievable and undescribable. You really have to feel it and go through it yourself to have it put into better perspective for you. But believe me, what replaces the death of someone is truly something that is unbelievable and remarkable. The pain goes away, and what replaces it is unbelievable. The Honky Tonk Man told me a few years ago that one of the most difficult things that a person would have to endure is watching someone that they love be put in the ground. It's one of the most difficult challenges and obstacles to ever overcome. But once you're able to overcome it, what replaces the pain that goes with losing someone important to you in life is truly unbelievable. I want to send out my condolences to everyone who has been affected, and I want to wish everybody all the best in dealing with the latest loss in professional wrestling, as Paul Bearer joins on the list of some of the all-time greats we've lost over the last decade. I invite you to let me know what you're feeling about Paul Bearer's death and how this has affected you on social media. You can connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/HW Entertainment. You can follow me on Twitter at JonathanClarke1. It is now time for Paul Bearer to rest in peace after he's been described as one of the greatest wrestling managers of the last 25 years. I invite you to let me know how you're feeling about this and dealing with it on Facebook at facebook.com/HW Entertainment, where you will find a lot of Paul Bearer tribute videos that have been circulated by a lot of independent wrestlers. I have never seen a tribute video posted on so many Facebook walls as much as this one has been. You can send me a tweet with your favorite Paul Bearer moments and memories at JonathanClarke1 with the hashtag Paul Bearer, and you can watch a past video archive on our YouTube channel of any of our shows, including this show, which is now a featured video on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/JonathanClarke22. In the words of The Undertaker, it is now time for Paul Bearer to rest in peace. He is someone who will truly never be forgotten, and I will see you next week.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA pay-per-view. And now, featuring WrestleZone Radio, live with news, in-depth discussions, debates, and interviews with wrestling's top stars, past and present. When you think wrestling, think WrestleZone. WrestleZone.com.
He considers himself God's gift to wrestling, and millions of his faithful agree. With nearly 4 hours of footage and exclusive commentary and matches, this DVD chronicles Daniels' rise from Chicago's Windy City Wrestling to the Asylum in Nashville, and finally to the top of TNA. TNA Home Video presents Heaven Sent, Hell Bound, the best of Christopher Daniels. Available at most retailers and TNAWrestling.com.
Hey, you, right there, the one listening to this show. While you're tuning into this broadcast or when you read the news on WrestleZone.com, are you forming opinions of it all? Or do you just agree with everything you see and hear? If you actually have some sort of afterthought, which, by the way, is normal, we want to know what it is. There are thousands of wrestling fans just like you that simply can't hold their thoughts in either. And they let it all out in our interactive forums. You have a voice, so use it. Simply visit forums.WrestleZone.com. Don't just be active, be reactive in the official WrestleZone.com forums. For all the latest in mixed martial arts, be sure to visit WrestleZone's sister site, SureDog.com. Complete with daily news, exclusive video, interviews, live radio broadcast, interactive forums, and the very popular Fight Finder with bios and complete match-by-match histories of your favorite fighters. SureDog is the only place you need when it comes to mixed martial arts. Visit SureDog.com today.
Hi, my name's Adam Nudelman, but I play the Phantom on the radio. I'm here to remind you that, oh, screw that, my book, Mysteries of Wrestling Solved, is available at finer bookstores everywhere. That stupid fake voice, I hate it. I wrote a book along with Sir Adam Kleinberg called Mysteries of Wrestling. It has the questions that you wanted answered. Why does Steve Austin hate Jeff Jarrett? Are referees really blind and stupid and dumb? Who is actually the toughest wrestler in the business outside of the ring? Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kamala. We get down and dirty with insider facts you've never read about anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? It makes a great stocking stuffer. You're too short, you buy 3 of them, you get tall, you just stand on them. Mysteries of Wrestling Solved by ECW Press, written by Sir Adam Kleinberg and Adam the Phantom Nudelman. Available everywhere. It's done. The plug is done. I'm done. I didn't sell it well enough. There's naked pictures of China.